Cool. So thanks for coming today, everyone. So this is our first ever, well, -1-to-1 live series. We are trying to do a podcast series, but now we actually want to do it more interactive. Because if we do a podcast addressing things that people don't care about, it's not relevant. So we want to focus immigrant founders who made their way to the US as not so much success, but however, they are an established founder, and to share with you what's your journey from -1-to-1. And today we have Alec with us. Thanks for having him as a first-time guest. Well, due to this being first time, there's might be a lot of things we are not having it perfect. So feedback really appreciate to help us improve. And also we want to acknowledge our partners, Bell and One Rice. So Bell is a woman entrepreneurship group. So they really want to promote women founders throughout the East Coast. So West Coast actually. So they host events in Bay Area and Seattle, very much kind of with Future BuilderZ. So I'm very familiar with them, and I'm as a female investor very much to support for the female founders. And also I want to acknowledge One Rice. So One Rice is a immigrant founder supportive group on the East Coast. So they're actually based in New York. We Future BuilderZ is mostly focused on the West Coast. So we have hub in Vancouver, Seattle, and the Bay Area. And we each have community managers and also projects that we help to build and bootstrap with immigrant founders. Yeah, so that's a brief introduction about what we do. And so for today, we want to really just highlight Alec, who is a great example of how somebody who's not from well, he's not graduated from Harvard or Stanford, or not even UC Berkeley, but he has made his way through this founding journey, and now he's have a relatively solid product. I've tried it myself. I feel like it's amazing. And let's just hear from him what is his young immigrant story. I want to spotlight the project as well. So Afforai, Alex, maybe do you have 2 minutes to briefly talk about what this Afforai is about and what it can help with?
Yeah, well, thank you both for having me here today. And yeah, I'm happy to kind of share anything I learned throughout my journey and also my childhood. Happy to. But to your question, we started with a mission to empower researchers, specifically people doing research in academia, such as undergrad, graduate students, and students doing masters, or even up until their PhD. We want to help give them the best tools to help accelerate and help them do reliable research. That's what the mission and what the product is all about. How we do exactly that is essentially we improve on reference managers. It's a decade-old industry. Think Zotero, Mendeley, EndNote, and then there's like a new breed of AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Anthropic, Gemini, all of that. So we want to take the best of both worlds and kind of combine it in a way that creates an ethical way to help researchers do research versus ChatGPT where information is a little bit unreliable, especially in academia setting. I know I live my own problem, so yeah, I started making something for myself, and ultimately I think that resonated with a lot more people than I could ever imagine, and here we are today.
Thanks, Alec. I know you've gone through a long journey to build this product. But before kind of talk about how you start with this product, maybe I want to hear a little bit more about your early life.
Yep.
We have a lot of immigrants, aspiring founder or already existing founder coming to the session today. And I know you live in 3 different countries through your life.
Mm.
Maybe tell us a little bit about how you end up here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm originally from Vietnam. My parents are Vietnamese as well, so I'm full Vietnamese by blood. But again, like Vietnam came right out of the war, the U.S. Vietnam War back in the 80s, 90s. So our parents, my parents, migrated to Japan to kind of like to seek better opportunities and kind of yeah, just to try to get better life. So we were immigrants in Japan as well. And then I grew up there for a bit. And so after that, I graduated high school in Japan. And then I got a scholarship to come to the US. So, but I do travel back and forth between Japan and Vietnam while I was growing up. So I pretty much grew up between Vietnam and Japan as a third culture kid, if there's anyone here as well. I'm one. And then, so growing up, it's pretty much like my parents are very entrepreneurial as well. Now that I reflect that on that is, I think a lot of who I am comes from them and how they raised me. I observed a lot of things growing up as they kind of try to start their own business as well.
Oh, so you can speak three language, maybe more than three, I guess.
Three, but not all is on equal grounds. For whatever reason, English is my best right now, and then my Vietnamese, and then my Japanese.
Yeah, well, that's the most important one right now here in the US. How you,
For
yeah,
sure.
you know, yeah, how you say every day, right? To raise money and talk with customer, talk with investors
Hmm.
for sure.
So true.
Um, how you feel like, yeah, how you feel like your you just talk about, your early life really affect you to become entrepreneur. Do you mind elaborate that part a little bit? Like grow up with your family, any examples on your mind?
Hmm. I mean, well, it's more of throughout my journey versus than just one specific example. But if I were gonna go about it, like the first thing comes to mind is my parents work all the time. Meaning
Mm.
from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. midnight, like every day, even the weekend. So, and then sometimes I would just kind of ride along as they go and do their business. I guess they'll travel. I have to tag along. Family vacations or business trips as well. It's kind of like always go hand in hand. There's never anything like just family time. It's always like, hey, we're traveling to this town in Japan. It's a considered vacation, but at the same time, my dad would always kind of have a specific time to kind of go out and do his business meeting or things like that. So it's always like that. It's always been work growing up and seeing like they work all the time, which is great. Like that taught me a lot of my own ethics. It comes with like bad side because that kind of shape who I am growing up is there's not much of I don't know, normal family settings. Like I always have been very independent doing things because my parents like weren't able to be there.
Well, independence may be one of the most important spirit
Yep.
of entrepreneur because this is a really lonely journey, kind of
Yeah, super.
overcome all the
That's why
difficulties.
you find a co-founder. Like I don't think I can do this alone. I have a
Yeah,
really
the
awesome co-founder.
co-founder.
I have a really good team. And so this building a startup or even just starting something like this is not for anyone. I certainly don't think I was one, but I was kind of forced into that. But now, like for whatever it's for what it's worth, it came out to be the better. But yeah, I don't think it's for everyone. I don't think I was ever going to be one because it's like I know what it's like growing up. Like I've seen my parents do that. Like I don't think I wanted it for myself, but here we are.
But you end up here. Yeah,
But I
cool.
ended up here, yes.
Yeah, maybe it's a natural journey for you along the way. So I know you start your startup maybe last year. You're international students. You come to US as a lot of us. And you start the startup at around like last year. Um,
Mhm.
could you just walk through a little bit like how you come up with this idea? How this journey come from? I think that's a part most people curious as international students. How you just start your idea and then build your product from scratch.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there's a lot to unpack there, so I'll try to kind of give a concise but detailed summary. Well, I first came to the US in 2019. And 4 years college, pretty standard. So I was supposed to graduate in 2023 summer. So let's say June 2023. So here I was in, let's say, January of 2023. I have 5-6 months left until I graduate. And that's when I really needed to get a job, right? As an international student, I was on F1, and then I need to get a job, an employer to sponsor or
Yeah.
like vouch for you.
I've been through that path. Yeah.
Yep, you've been through it. I
Yeah.
was about had to go through it, which is F1, get a job, get a sponsor to get to be able to do OPT, and then if you're STEM major, you get 2 more years of OPT STEM extension. But that within that
Right.
3 years, you need to, I don't know, like apply to get the H-1B, and again, still dependent on an employer to sponsor you. And even if they sponsor you, getting H-1B is a lottery system. So fun stuff.
Totally.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there was in January, I have 5 months left until graduation. I applied to hundreds of jobs, no no emails or anyone, like no recruiter wanted to even give me an interview and or do a job offer. So it really sucked.
It's a
Like it
tough
hurt.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was low point in my life. So as kind of like something to take my mind off. Again, I'm an international student, so I need to make money as well. There was this pitch competition or business competition in my school, and there's one startup pitch competition in the regional where I was, and the grand prize was a lot of money. Like, well, a lot of money means $10,000 for a student, a lot of money. So I was like, okay, let's just do that. I say do that for fun, but again, when I put all of my best when I do something that I'm really passionate about and I find it enjoyable. So I had 6 months left, continue applying to jobs at the same time, kind of do my best to win that competition, which happens in April. So I had 4 months to prepare for that. So that's when I kind of first started Afforai, and the idea was super different back then. It changed a lot, but that's when it first started. Because of a startup pitch competition, that's how I started this project. And as I build on this and I keep applying for jobs, by graduation time, which in June, I lost the competition, by the way.
Oh,
Sucked. It
but
really
it's
sucked,
still,
but yeah, but I think
but
I had to lose it to be able to make the decision. Okay, I'm gonna go all in on this. But so I lost in April, and then I was like, okay, still no job offers. I have 2 months in graduation left. If I can't find it, I'll have to go back to Vietnam or go back to Japan, or I incorporate and kind of sponsor myself is not the right legal word, but again, it was either
mhm.
incorporate, start my own company, do it during my OPT, or go back. So I think for whatever reason, I was just super stubborn, and losing that pitch competition made me like so much more motivated that, you know what, I want to prove
Interesting.
myself. I want to prove myself that I'm right. So in June, I decided to go full time in on Afforai and on my project, the student project. I incorporated and make it official, and we've been working on it since.
Interesting. You mentioned a point, like actually just talk about another aspiring founder today, like get rejected from incubator or VC multiple times. Like, should I still continue it?
76
But you
times.
mentioned like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I keep count.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
wow, 76 times. Oh, but you still like, I gonna do this. I need to prove my idea is right. That's a
yeah,
spirit, kind of that aspiration makes you continue to build it. Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
that's a thing we trying to encourage a lot of friends around us who, go through the same journey, get rejected and doubt themselves if they still want to do this. I think your story will inspire a lot of people like them. Really thanks for sharing the journey you've been through. You mentioned like you kind of think about the immigrants visa issue during the middle. Um, could you just maybe help us navigate how you overcome the visa issue? Because that's an issue like a lot of immigrants founder are facing.
Yeah. Okay, so two things I want to kind of
Mhm.
make a statement on before we go into this. One, anything I say beyond this point or before or within this podcast is not an advice. It's not legal or financial advice, okay? It's pure opinion on my own
Sure, for sure.
experience. And the second thing is I got really lucky, super lucky for what it's worth. Again, there's a lot of hard work there, but there's timing, there's opportunity, and a lot of things happen to kind of facilitate all the things that I was able to do. Yeah, so going into it, F1 is, I mean, I didn't even know, like, like one of 6 months into graduation, um, and all I knew was I need to get an employer to be able to continue to stay in the US because the employer would allow me to do my F1 OPT and then STEM extension and then H1B, and then that's how I can stay in the US. I did not know that turns out I can incorporate my own company, how to do it, was I allowed to, like, basically the Google search sentence was, can non-resident alien incorporate and own a US entity? Can they do business in the US? Things like that. So I literally just did so much research in the last 6 months. But it turned out that I could incorporate, I could work for myself on the OPT, and then I could but to get the STEM extension was a whole different thing because it's a lot bit more complex. And so if I did it, I weren't able to raise funding from venture capital or have like really good traction. Then it would have made it really difficult for me to get the STEM extension. And then there's like the whole different conversation about O1 visas, and that's like so hard to get. And I don't think I would have been able to get it without like all the things that we've built and accomplished within that 1 year. So a lot of luck element played into it, aside from that hard work. Yeah, I don't know,
Got it.
like
Got it. So during the OPT time, you funded turn that idea, the pitch competition idea, into a company and sponsor your own OPT. And later on, you keep building the product to make it bigger, to get the funding, and then you can start to sponsor the O1 visa. Is that the kind of the journey? Got
Yep.
it. Got
I
it.
think that's pretty
Yeah.
much it. One thing is, I didn't do what incorporation. I did it myself, but the O1 we had to hire an immigration lawyer, to help us with the application because I don't think we can petition for ourselves. Again, I don't know. This is I can make the
It's kind
referral.
of
I can make I can make the introduction to our immigration lawyer. He's awesome. They really helped me.
nice, nice. Yeah, if the audience have any similar question, I think Alec can help like give the referral to the lawyer. Cool. Thanks for the information. So that here comes to the things linked to the journey you just mentioned, because during this process from the OPT to the O1, I think one important step you mentioned is to get the funding to make your startup get bigger. So I have like two aspects. I think the audience might be really interested. One is how you scale your product. I know you're responsible for like growth hacking in Afforai. How you scale your products from scratch and to reach so many users. Maybe you can, if allowed to share, you can share with how many users you have right now and how you grow so much users. What's your growth strategy?
Right now, after 1 year of doing this, we have around over 100,000 users using our product. But really
Awesome.
our first ever big break was through Product Hunt. It literally just producthunt.com. It's like a very famous way, very well, I don't know how well known, but I believe it's well known, at least within the founder and the startup ecosystem.
Right.
No, that's again, like your product still got to be good to be able to stand out, right? Because everybody would do it otherwise. But I believe that we built everything in-house. We have a really good team. We built a really good high quality product, and we launch it, and it fits whether that's timing, and we really resonate with a lot of researchers that are on Product Hunt. And so that's so the first time we launched, we ranked fourth product of the day. And that really got a lot of attention, and that's how we got our first VC investment as well. They reached out to us after they find out about us on Product Hunt. Like I think a really couple of days after we launched, we ranked, we like really doubled our user base and our revenue, and then a VC reached out and hey, we'd love to talk more. But then by that point, I've already talked to like, I don't know, 60, 70 VCs. Like the mark was 76, right? So at that point, I've talked to like 70 VCs and they already said no. So it's just another VC reached out, whether it's before or after we launched. To me, I was like, my energy was already an all-time low. Like I got the fourth product of the day on Product Hunt. That kind of recharged my motivation. And then a VC reached out. I was like, okay, I'm ready for another rejection. But you just gotta keep doing it, right? Because if you don't do it, you kind of disqualify yourself from the beginning. So, and that's not what I would want. So I'm like, it's never like, you don't have the luxury to say no to VCs at that stage when they come and they want a conversation. You just talk, because when you pitch, you learn a lot, whether they say no or not. And then the 76, which is Sputnik ATX, they're based in Austin, super awesome. They wrote our first check.
Oh, so they're the first check you got.
They're the first check. And for so many reasons, I'm so grateful for them because, again, we didn't graduate from Stanford or Harvard, none of the Ivy League or top schools. Like it's literally just me and my co-founder, two kids, like just tried their best hustling, come to the US on a scholarship, things like that. And we didn't really have anything that stands out. At least like we believe in ourselves, obviously. Like we know we see a path forward, we know, like we believe in what we're doing. But aside from that, there's really no social validation for VCs or anyone to really say yes to us. So the fact that Sputnik said yes for whatever reason, whether that's our grit, whether that's our perseverance or our launch on Product Hunt, a lot of the factors really came together that made them say yes to two young, call it fresh out, recent grads with not much to show for, with just a vision and a dream. So I'm eternally grateful for the team at Sputnik ATX. They're awesome. And I live in Austin now, so I visit them like once in a while. Just gonna have a conversation and see, and they help us in so many ways to continue growing the business.
I see. Yeah, and both you and your co-founder are like young immigrants, international students, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's not a really typical, like we see background something. So it's really
it's not
good to get
like Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard and then go raise funding. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
Sand Hill favorite background, something like that. So really great to have we see back the they like the things you guys are doing, you guys are building. That's
and don't get me
awesome.
wrong though, like this is not me complaining. It's just like this is my reality and I'm making the best out of it. And that's how I should go about it. It's not about a complaint. It's about like know all the things, know your weaknesses and strength so that you can double down on your strength and kind of get help and cover your weaknesses and things like that. So
Yeah, we totally understand that. There's a lot of founder around us, like not coming from, like typical Sand Hill favorite background. They're building stuff, they try to get help and try to grow their product. So we want to help them go through this journey. I think the first check is good, but I know you also get other angel investor and like college. I saw you collaborate with other university for your research AI product. How you build this is network, building all this is connection as an immigrants. I think that's a hard part for immigrants founder as well.
Yeah. I think this is so like I think it's one of the core problem, right? Like you are an
Yeah.
immigrant. I come from so basically I came from outside the country into the US with no network, zero foundation or like no support basically. And so my the way I approached it is yeah, I don't have any mutual connections. I don't know any VCs. I don't have anyone to make the introductions either. So I'm like, screw it, I'll just cold DM them. And I come to realize it's rather than wait. If you have someone that can make the introduction, great. Like take it, of course. And like me now, like I have people that really awesome people that I talk to that happy to kind of give me advice and I learn from them and they would introduce me to someone else that they think can be of help, which is fantastic. But when I first started, to like recent college
Yeah.
grad,
Cool
no
start.
connection, cold start. The way I started is I literally just cold DM people. Like, I mean, like the 76 VCs, like once I pitch, I either like don't hear from them, or it's kind of like they drag you on like, oh, we're interested, keep you up to date. Or people that the VCs I respect the most are the ones that send me a direct email with a direct answer. Hey, we're not interested, we're not going to invest, and here are the reasons. I really respect those because that it shows how they approach treating founders with respect. As much as founders treat VCs with respect, obviously.
Right.
So so the short answer is just start it. Just go cold DM. If you don't have anyone to help you, you go help yourself essentially. Is go find people on LinkedIn and reach out. Find something that you like, I don't know, you have a mutual connection with, like, hey, I see that you play this sport. I used to do that too, and I'm really good at it. So wonder if you're still keeping it up. And on another news, like I know you invest, you're a VC, you invest in this kind of thesis. You do this, you do that. I know you recently invested in those two companies. I believe we're going to be a good fit too. Here's what we're doing. Here's our traction. Would you care for a chat? And again, most of the time, like if you reach out to 100 people, 80-90% of people's not gonna respond or ghost you.
Right.
But the 10 people will, and those are what counts. It's a numbers game. At the end of the day,
Yeah. Basically, as hustle as possible,
yep,
and don't
just
afraid
hustle.
people reject you or refuse you. You take
Yeah.
it maybe when the first 10 rejects, you feel like, oh, why people reject me again? And when it's until like 100 reject, it probably gets normal. Just
Yeah,
among those 100, there's might be one or two respond and be
exactly.
interested.
Because
Yeah.
the core philosophy that I kind of internalize is if I don't ask, I would never get it.
Right.
You won't get what you want or what you need if you don't put yourself out there and go ask for it, because people's not gonna read your mind. I wish, but people's not gonna read your mind and give you what you are hoping for unless you go out there and do it and ask for it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like that mindset. Just go to do it. If we don't try the first time, we don't know what it turns out. Totally align on that. We talk a lot of hard side about immigrant founder, but maybe
Yeah.
there's something you feel like as an immigrant founder you have. I know you know 3 languages. There are any you feel unique strengths or like different aspect as an immigrant founder you bring to your entrepreneurship journey.
Oh,
Some
yeah. I
things you
mean,
feel is a strength. Yeah.
I like this question because it kind of reframes like all the supposedly negative, but I don't think I've never considered, well, I used to, but not anymore. I don't know consider it a weakness. Like for example, because I'm an immigrant, um, and again, in my case, I was able to kind of live in 3 different countries, growing up. I have a lot of perspective, whether that's cultural, that's people, that's how society like are shaped in different ways. Like Japan is so different in many ways compared to the US. whether that's
Mm-hmm.
how people are, like how people treat each other, or how like the government is, or how they view government, how things work.
Yeah.
Again, startup ecosystem in Japan is, I think, like a lot different from the startup ecosystem in the US. And I live in both, I understand both. And how people do business in different countries, like being able to understand that really makes you more empathetic on how you do business. And I suppose like to me, it's brought my mind in terms of how I can do things. And I know that this way is not the only way to achieve something.
Totally. And another thing I can think about, you mentioned Japanese startup ecosystem. One thing I've noticed recently, there's a lot, more and more AI startup and AI product launch in Japan, and it's kind
Everywhere,
of
actually.
become a,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
interesting
everywhere.
market. So yeah, maybe another strength I can think about is when you expand it globally, there will be unique strengths for your product to grow. And right now, more and more product are doing cross-border business, grow locally. So that might
Yep.
be a unique strength as well. Yeah. Um, Wait, if you, so for the last question, so for I guess we would like to kind of know if let you recommend some resources, either book, podcast, um, or like I guess incubator resources to early stage immigrant founders. Do you have like something you read or you feel inspire a lot to recommend to the folks?
Um, well, one thing is I don't know, check out Sputnik. I think they recently started their new cohort, so they accepted, I think, I don't know, 4 to 8 companies recently to make up to $500,000 investment. And their next cohort is going to be in the winter of 2024, 2025. So basically in December. So if you're building something, check them out. Like maybe they'll be a good fit. That's one, like direct resource and accelerator. And I can say that they're really awesome. They really helped you personally. And yeah, it's just so awesome. And I don't think many VCs would go so out of their way to help a founder, to help a company. And they're very selective about the companies they choose. So that means you get a lot of more time from them to help you grow. That's one. Second is Lenny's podcast, if you have ever heard of it.
Oh, I'm
It's
a fan as
on,
well.
yeah, and you learn so much from so many people in different positions working for, um, well, startups or startups that grow into a big company and things like that. Whether that's product founder, whether that's sales, whether that's CEOs. I mean, he covers so many amazing people that I gained a lot of insight just from listening to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I listen to their podcast and read their video on Substack all the time. There's a lot of industry specific insights
Hmm.
when he interviewed with different expertise from different
Super. Yep.
companies.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, super helpful. I know we're almost out of time for Q&A. Any other advice or any other suggestions you want to leave for the early stage founders, or any lessons you think, oh, you have to got to know when you started?
Uh, honestly, okay, nothing really comes to mind. But if I'm gonna leave something is just do it, right? You can't overthink it, and that's the interesting. Um, you will always, if you put a lot of thoughts into it, you will always find a reason not to do it. Um, so my best advice is just go do it and see what happens versus continuing thinking, continue like thinking hypothesis, building hypotheses, what's going to happen. But instead of that, just go do it and you'll see what happens. And you'll either learn something or um, you'll be surprised that it worked out. And really that's it. I still don't think I'm in the position to give any advice like that. I'm still kind of going through my own journey. I'm still kind of built trying to grow Afforai to the next stage and continue growing and growing and growing. So I just appreciate that you guys wanted to kind of give me a platform to share my story. I really appreciate that, and I'll end it with that.
Okay. Bonus question. What you have fun during your free time when you are not coding or not building, or you just
Okay,
working?
it sounds fake, but it really is just work. Like I wake up, like, again, I don't do like, I wake up at 6, I go for a jog, I don't do any of that kind of like stuff. I wake up at 8 and I just eat, and I would work, eat on my table and on my station. I just work throughout the day. I'll probably go for a gym in the afternoon. But out of that, I would just go back to work. I work until like 11, 12 p.m., midnight, and then I'll go to bed, rinse, repeat, wake up, do the same thing. I take like, so the way I work personally, this is how I do it. Like, it probably wouldn't work for a lot of other people. Um, I work until I burn out. When I burn out, I take a day rest. I just don't do any work. So it's like I would burn out like once a month. So I would work intensely as hard as I could always, and then I would like, okay, I reached my limit. I burned out, and I would just go and rest, go eat. One way is like I just find a really good restaurant. I just go eat really good food and just enjoy life, and then go back to work. Yeah, probably not sustainable in the long run in no capacity, but that's what working for me right now. So
That's what I do. A good restaurant always cure me when I feel
mhm.
tired.
Yeah.
The previous one we interviewed another serious entrepreneur. He's like on average 3 to 4 hours during the weekdays and like sleep the whole day to cure himself on
Mm,
weekends, which is
yeah.
also interesting cycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So that's about the time. Yeah, and we want to just give the last minute to, well, thanks, Alec. And also for everyone who has joined us, please stay in touch with us. Follow us on Luma for in-person events, LinkedIn, Twitter, Substack. We will later do some editing on this live series and share with you guys both the video and also an article to summarize it. And thank you again, Alec, for all the sharing.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Alec. Thanks everyone for joining.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Please, yeah, keep in touch. Reach out to us or Alec. And also, if you are building new projects, let me know. I'm angel investor and a VC investor myself. So,
Of course.
Thanks
okay,
everyone. Have a good rest of the day.
okay, bye.